You picked up a pencil at 4 years old and never let go. You wrote with heat. You punctured the patriarchy.
Alright, hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. Yeah, it's been a while since I did a stream or even attempted a stream. So I thought, I've been thinking about trying it again. It took me a little bit longer here to get set up because things weren't working properly. This is all new install.
Alright, hey guys,
You know,
welcome to Brian's
I
Man Cave.
bought a new computer a while ago, so
I did a stream or even a
I had to like move all the software over, and then I had to change the streaming settings and all this other crap. So yeah, I thought, well, you know, last year I did no, not last year, a couple of years ago, I did Castlevania 2 on my stream. Because, you know, it's Halloween time for, well, right now as I'm doing this recording, it's October, and, you know, what better time to play a Castlevania. Just getting my stuff together here. Hopefully the stream is okay. I'm doing this through, like, basically through Wi-Fi, so I don't know if the connection's going to be good or not. Usually I would drag a wire from my modem all the way into my computer, and that was on my old computer. I don't know if that would work with this setup, so bear with me if it starts to go a little bit slow. Also, I have my microphone set up here. Normally I use this microphone for just doing straight videos, so I'm hoping the you know, the sound quality is okay. Just while I set up, looks like we have about, I guess, 7 people watching. Cool. Just before I get to playing. So yeah, I like Castlevania 2. It's not as I don't know, it's not as aggressive game as Castlevania 1, where you just die like every 5 seconds. At least I do, anyways. I'm not good at that game, but yeah. So let's get to playing. For anybody that's actually watching, let's see. Oh, I had another thing while I was setting up too. I have this retro Link Nintendo style joystick. It's a USB, and that's what I usually use. And for whatever reason, when I was setting up, it wasn't working. So I don't know if it's dead, or if there's a setting missing, or what. I don't know. It just died, and I was like, this sucks. Alright. Just want to see here. Okay. Game start or password? Oh, I'm not going to use the password. I'm just going to do a brand new game. Why not? Ghouls, monsters, and Castlevania are us. That's a great name you got there. This is a great Castlevania. My favorite. Yeah, you know, it's one of those games where some people like it and some people hate it. I mean, I like it because it's just a little bit easier. And I love the music. The music for sure is what, you know, drives me towards this game. Just some of my favorite gaming music is probably Castlevania 2. Now, I was just playing this actually about a week ago on my Nintendo Switch. I bought that Castlevania collection, so it's got all the Castlevania games. So I was playing it about a week or two, maybe about 2 weeks ago, trying to remember where everything is. It's like you play this game and it's easy to forget. Oh yeah, I don't have any money. I have to do the grind. Okay, you know. Oh, whatever. Playing, having fun. Hopefully the stream is working nicely. Like I said in the very beginning, if anybody was here watching, I haven't streamed in about a year, so and I have a whole new setup going on, so I was, you know, worried that it wasn't even going to work. I had a setting already set up and it didn't work. It wasn't connecting, and I had to like rush through and grab the stream key and try a whole new setup, and it was, you know, last minute getting everything going. Hey, it's the Electric Emotions program. Made it to one of your streams. Yeah, well, like I said, I haven't streamed in about a year. I think the last live thing I did, could be wrong, but I think the last live thing I did was what was the interview I did with Audacity Games, the Atari guys. David Crane, Gary Kitchen, Dan Kitchen. That was an exciting live cast. I have to say. You know, having like these video game creators. But as far as doing this type of thing, it's been a long time. So I got another thing with this new setup of mine. I actually have 2 screens now. So my previous computer, I had to kind of juggle the screens around and try and get it all into one screen. So now I can actually have my one screen over here with the chat stuff. So you'll probably see me looking over there. And then I got this the game on this other screen over here. So, you know, it's nice having this type of setup finally. I mean, I've been wanting that type of setup for a long time. So this computer, we actually bought it, well, around the time the pandemic started, actually. We needed a better computer than the antique one that I've been using. You know, just because, you know, working from home, we just needed a better computer, so we shelled out the money, got a little bit better computer, at least an up-to-date one anyways. Yeah, so I'm just going to be doing a little bit of grinding here just to get some hearts. It's always interesting about this game is the how they change things, like the hearts mean money in this. Whereas you're used to the hearts meaning, you know, health. So it's kind of interesting. There's an impossible jump my mom and I figured must be jumpable since there's nowhere else to go. We tried finally and found we could make the jump. I finished this game, missed that part. Finished this game the wrong way. I never once knew about the kneeling and tornado. Yeah, well, this was one of the things about the this game was being cryptic, and if you didn't, I guess back in the day, if you didn't have Nintendo Power, you were kind of screwed. I remember playing this with my friend, and we really didn't know what the heck to do. We didn't get very far. Hey, it's Megadan29. How's it going? Yeah, we didn't get far at all. It was fun, though. I mean, it was, you know, being so much different from the first one. I always thought it was interesting, you know, back in the day when you saw, when you saw like Super Mario Brothers, how the first one and the second one kind of had this completely different thing going on. Just like with Castlevania, you know, the first one plays a certain way, and then the second one does this totally different thing. But then when it goes to the third game, they kind of revert back to the original game. And I thought that was kind of interesting, like. You know, look at The Legend of Zelda. The first one and the second one are way different. And, you know, the second Zelda kind of follows this whole thing of talking to people in townscapes and all that stuff. And then when they made the next Zelda, they went kind of back to the original formula again. So, really interesting times in the video games. Okay, how much money do I have now? Hearts, or whatever you want to call it. Atran Fanatic, what's up? $60. Ugh. The grind is real, my friends. Yeah, I was just over at the Atari Creep stream today, and I was thinking about streaming. You know, it's been on my mind for a while now. Like, do I want to stream? Do I want to try and get back into streaming again? I mean, it's fun. I love Zelda 2. Very cool game. Yeah, Zelda 2 is awesome. I love that game. That's another game I always go back and replay. I get frustrated, though. It really grinds my gears. The second game, oh god. I was playing it on the Switch, I remember, about a year ago. I remember I was playing the second Zelda game, and I got all the way up to, like, just near the last palace, and I couldn't get to it. I just couldn't do it. I don't know if it was maybe the Switch controller or the delay, or I don't know. I just couldn't do it. I got frustrated and I had to stop. Starting a new electronic assembly job that's coming Monday. Awesome. I know some people don't like about this game is the grinding too, but I'm okay with it. I mean, yeah, when you get into the later parts of this game, and then you need to buy something really expensive, and you just gotta grind through again, and it can get boring sometimes, sure. Although this isn't as bad as something like Dragon Warrior. Oh god, Dragon Warrior. Remember playing that lots of times. You gotta get up to like level 7 or something before you can do anything. Just hitting those little slimes for 2 hours. You know, this game isn't that bad. Honestly though, I could just play this game just to listen to the music. Talked a little bit about this in my that video I did, that good and bad video, where I talked about played Castlevania Adventure, and I didn't really like the music in that one. I don't know why. You know, it is Game Boy, but just didn't like the music in that one. I like the music in the third one, the second one. The first one's got some great tunes. I haven't really played the Super Nintendo one in a long time. Like really sat down and played that one. I also have the Symphony of the Night for the PlayStation, but I hardly ever play that. Okay, I'm gonna lose all my hearts here. It's always a good bet to blame the Switch controller. Yeah, I only have the you know, the controller that it came with. I've never bought anything for the Switch. I haven't bought any accessories for it. I haven't bought any new, like the fancy gamepad. You know, a lot of people recommended that. You know, buy that the wireless gamepad. There's those classic controllers, which I was kind of curious about, that look like the Nintendo controller, the NES controller. You know, I was curious about that because I do like going on the Switch and playing the you know, the old Nintendo games on there. But I just never got around to spending any more money on the Switch. Ever since I bought it, like, all I've really bought are just a few games for it. Some I just downloaded them, and I don't really spend a lot of time on the Switch too much. Well, if I keep this up, okay, so I'm at 116. Like I said, I was playing this about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and you know, it was fun trying to remember where everything was. Need some beverage. Stone Hollow whiskey. Okay, you die now. Everything's harder at the nighttime, isn't it? Harder to kill. Hard to kill. Breath of the Wild and Odyssey are definite must-plays on the Switch. Yeah, well, I don't have the Super Mario Brother game. I have the Breath of the Wild. Played that for a while. Actually, my daughter got more into it than I did. I just felt I got lost. And I didn't know what I was really supposed to do at some point. I was doing well, and then I just felt like I didn't know where to go and what to do. I even had that little guide that I bought the one that came with this extra booklet. And I thought, you know, I need all the help I can get. Oh no, I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die! I lose all my hearts. Pay attention here. All this hard work will go nowhere. How do I... Yeah, I gotta get the better whip. Where is that better whip? Is that in here? You know, when I was playing, I was actually just playing Castlevania the first and the first and the third one as well on the Switch, and I don't know, are the Switch buttons like reversed compared to the Nintendo? Like if you play it on a real Nintendo? Something I was trying to figure out. Buy a Thorn Whip, yes. Should have. Breath of the Wild was simply an exploration thing. I love Breath of the Wild, but I have no interest in replaying it since I've already explored the game. Yeah. Well, that's the thing with Breath of the Wild. I felt I was just kind of running around, collecting food, cooking up weird things. You know, I didn't really do much more. I was like, yeah, okay, doing some of these quests and the shrines and all that stuff. Lose to Dracula's will. I actually don't think any of these town folks are helpful at all. But whatever. Oh. Need to get to another town. Oh, missed the heart. Don't get hit. Ah! As soon as they say don't get hit, I get hit. I like how the continue at least starts you off where you died, so you don't have to like always go back and, you know, if it started you off back at the you know, beginning and then you had to keep, you know, going back. It's kind of why I say this game's a little bit easier that way. I need to get the holy water. There's a town down here. Yeah, Breath of the Wild is a one-time play. I don't know if I'll ever go and try it again. You know, especially now, like I've gotten so far. I think I was supposed to buy holy water somewhere. Oops. Maybe I'll have to go back. I don't think I explored the town. Yeah, I have to go back. I need to buy holy water. Dum-dum? I think is it in the first town? Yeah. And I remember that this game also has like three different end screens depending on how you play the game or how you complete the game. I think I remember seeing that somewhere. What a horrible night to have a curse. Oops. Oops. How much do I have? 36. I'm gonna keep grinding here for a bit. Not very interesting end screens. Yeah. Well, it's just like one little end screen and then it's over. You killed Dracula. Congratulations. Most Nintendo games are like that. It's like, congratulations! And then it's over. All that hard work. Where'd it go? Wait here for a minute. I have to grab the link here. I didn't share the link to anywhere. Just gonna do that for a minute. Thought this game had the best ending ever. It's not too bad, but it can't be as bad as something like that. I believe it was Ghostbusters, where they spell the word congratulations wrong. Congratulations. Well, that's where it gets crazy. The translation probably from the original. Just gonna put a post in some social medias because I forgot to do that. Too busy setting up everything to try and make sure it worked, because frankly I wasn't sure if it was always gonna, if this stream was gonna work with my setup. So all right, just one more, just doing this in the back end here. Congratulations, you're winner. Ghostbusters is friggin' bad. Yeah, it was. I've only attempted that game a few times on the Nintendo. I like the Commodore 64 version. That's the one I always play. My retro gaming group on Facebook here. There we go. That'll do her. Anyways, let's get back to playing the game. Fortunately, the game stops when I do anything else other than play the game. On Master System, yeah. Megadan talking about the Master System version. I actually bought that a couple of years ago. I bought it, and I haven't even played it yet. I bought it at a gaming store, like an expo. That's the word I'm looking for, expo. And I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I think $20 or something. And I brought it home and I talked about it, but I never got into playing it. I was going to. I just never got around to it. I haven't actually plugged in my Master System in a long time. Hopefully it still works. Hey, it's Phil Torpin. Gotta try that. Gotta try that version though. It looks good. It looks like they really did a good job on that one for the Sega Master System. I don't think I've tried the Genesis. There is a Genesis version of it, right? Ghostbusters? The morning sun has vanquished. Yay. Okay. Let's go find the holy water, because I seem to be holy water less. thinking it's in the first town and I somehow neglected to get it. This guy? What's he selling? There he is. I knew I missed something. I think you could, yeah. What else can you buy in this town? Is there holy water? Or holy water? Garlic? Can you buy garlic here? I only need the garlic to get the silk bag. No, I don't think there's garlic here. Okay, now I can go back to where I was, because I have the holy water. Actually, I have to select it. There we go. Got holy water. How's it going, Brian? Pretty well, Phil. It's nice to be streaming again after like a year-long hiatus. Oh yeah, I already got this. No. Don't want to spend another $100 on a whip I already have. I need some cool whip. Cool whip. I have to go all the way back to where I was before because I forgot my holy water. Holy crap. Hopefully the microphone's loud enough. I didn't actually... Foolish me, I didn't test it first. But this is the settings I had for when I did my last video, so I'm assuming the microphone is loud enough. And the background noise and all that stuff. I think I was more concerned about, is the stream even gonna, like, start streaming? First I had my gamepad problem, where the gamepad wasn't working. I'm like, how am I gonna play Castlevania without the damn gamepad? Luckily, I have another joystick, that gamepad I was able to connect and get it working. Because then I'm like, oh, if I can't get the gamepad to work, it's over, because I can't. It's over before it starts. I have to cancel the stream. All these little snafus you can run into. Whoa! Yeah, thought you could break that brick there. Don't need to, but... It's funny, when I was playing this on the Switch the other day, and then I got everything, and I couldn't remember where the heck Dracula's castle was, and it was driving me nuts. A-Tran saying, yeah, the mic is fine. Oh, great. Perfect. I'm sure somebody would have said something by now. If it wasn't working, or if it was low. Okay. A rib can shield you. Yes, yes it can. Okay, is it here? Or is it the wall? It's the wall. Buy a dagger. Do I really need a dagger? Ah, just buy one anyways. Hey, it's Mr. Postile! I absolutely loved this game when I was a teenager. It was my favorite Castlevania game on the NES. It's a great game. I like it. I like this one better than the first one. That's for sure. But I didn't have this game. My friend had it. And, you know, I played it a lot at his house. But, I didn't have the first one either. My first Castlevania game was Castlevania 3. And, you know, I played the heck out of that game. Hey, it's my buddy Amused One. The only one I've not beat. This one? Really? I always thought that this was the easiest one of the of the series, but it's most cryptic, so maybe you just haven't found where everything is. I used to be able to beat Castlevania 3 all the time, and I think now I'm no good at it. My brain just can't function with it. I'm playing it on the Switch right now, and you know, I took the route of getting Alucard as the supporting character, and then I got up to have to battle Frankenstein, and I just can't beat him. It's just like, I'll keep trying, but I'm kind of screwed. I bought all 3 games at the same time. Yeah. The slow text drives me crazy, and what you just said, yeah. Well, I mean, the townsfolk are no good. You could talk to them all day long, and the crap that they tell you, most of it's irrelevant to the game, and then some of it's so cryptic, you might as well just try and figure it out on your own. Like knowing where to, to select the crystal wall thing, and then bow at a wall, and all that stuff. If you don't know that stuff ahead of time, what's the chances you're going to figure that out? It gives you like these really, really cryptic clues, like, bang your head against the wall or something, but that's not exactly what you do, so... Considering that you can't even bang your head against the wall. Two uglies. Hey, it's Simon Belmondo! Castlevania 3 is hard, but very consistent, and such the game is beatable with patience. Not one moment is unfair. Yeah, I agree. Castlevania 3, it's consistent. I don't think it's as hard as the first one for me, anyways. I think the first one's hard. I can't get past the pirate ship level. Yeah, that one's tough. I think the last time I seriously tried to play Castlevania 3, I got stuck on the pirate ship and I couldn't get out of it. This is why I took a different route this time, but I think that's, who's the character that you get? Who's that little guy that jumps around and then you can climb walls? Get him in the clock tower. I remember always going that route. And when I was younger, like when I was a teenager, I remember beating Castlevania 3, getting all 3 characters. I'd beat it with getting the one character and then the other 2 characters. Now it's just like, I'll be lucky if I can pass it with any character. Let's see what this guy has to offer. I passed Castlevania 3, but it broke 2 controllers. Broke 2 controllers doing it. Oh, chain whip. Do I have enough money? Ah, no! How much money do I need? 90. Oh, okay, so I need 60 bucks. Time to do some grinds. I want that whip. Gotta get the chain whip, man. Gotta get the chain whip. I think there's the, oh. I think there's a... Should I just go this way? I don't want to grind here. This is a bad spot to grind. That stupid eyeball. I'm gonna have to backtrack. I need to get some money. Oh, I should go in here. I need to heal up. I always thought that this was weird. This is where you go and you get health. Kind of weird. Sort of like in Link, Zelda 2. There's the one lady you go into and she resets your health bar, and then the other lady resets your magic bar or whatever. Grant. Yes, that's it, Grant. Another thing I've been thinking about is that Castlevania series they had on... I think it might still be there on Netflix, right? I think it was on Netflix. That was cool. I think I watched like the first season, or the first... Ah! Get out of the muck. I think I watched the first season, maybe a part of the second one? I don't know why I stopped watching that. I'm assuming it's still on Netflix. I haven't tried searching for it, but that was pretty cool. You know how it kept to the storyline and everything? Ah, crap. You need laurels for that pink goo. Yeah, Grant was a great character because he would just bounce around and stick to the walls. His weapon kind of sucked, though. Wasn't the greatest weapon. It wasn't great for fighting the big guys. I ever played the remake on PC. It's graphically upgraded. Simon's Quest Revamped, it's called. Never heard of that. Didn't know there was a PC version of Simon's Quest. Now, what I'm curious is are we gonna get a Simon's Quest on the Intellivision? Now, there's Intellavania, which came out a while back, where it's the first game on the Intellivision. I don't know if the programmer would even consider trying to make this game, or if it's even possible. I don't know. But that's something I'd love to see. Castlevania 2. How much do I need? 150, right? One thing that annoys me too playing this game sometimes is when I screw up the buttons. You know, when you think you're gonna jump, but then you whip. You know, it's like... Lots of times I killed myself on the Switch doing that. I thought I was going to jump, especially on Castlevania 3, because there's a lot of places you can fall. And I'm pretty certain on the Castlevania Anniversary Collection, or whatever it's called, they reverse the buttons. I'm pretty certain it is. Like, the one that normally is your jump button is now your whip button. Because I seem to be always screwing up the buttons on that one. Intellavania is awesome. It would be great to get Intellavania too. Yeah, I'm just wondering. I'm not sure who programmed the Intellavania. I think it, because I know there's some really brilliant coders out there. There's the guy that did. I think it might be the same guy that did the Super Mario Brothers game on the Intellivision. That might be up to you, possibly to make Simon's Quest now. No, I don't think I can. I doubt I'd be able to make this. I mean, it's a lot going on with the graphics and the scrolling and then the text boxes and all that stuff. I'd be... Was it Carlos Madruga? I don't think it was Carlos. Maybe it was him. I don't know. I know he's working on Ghostbusters right now. And a few other... He's done some pretty great stuff. There's that guy, Kai Magazine. He might have done it. Maybe it's Skywaffle. Maybe Skywaffle did it. I was actually chatting with Skywaffle. He did some really brilliant stuff. He might have been the one who did Super Mario Brothers, actually. And I was getting some help from him with scrolling for the Intellivision, like to get my scrolling. Because there was one game I programmed called Rags to Riches, and it's got scrolling in it. It's the only game I've done so far that uses scrolling, where the whole level scrolls. And it took me a bit to figure that out to get it to work. Oh, Mr. Pole Styles, like, hold on, I'll look for my box. Oh, that's handy if you actually have the physical game. I don't have the physical game for Intellavania, I only have the ROM. I've yet to actually play it on my my real Intellivision. I have to put it onto my LTO flash cart and give it a whirl. It'll probably be a video I'll do where I'll play it on the real hardware. Because the first video I did for it, I played it on the emulator. Got enough money. Oh, $206. I'm rolling in the dough. I just want to get that whip. Was it this one or the second one? Damn it, I don't remember. It was this one. Brian, are you selling the ROMs for your games, or are they just staying physical? So yeah, both. Oh yeah, this is a dagger. I don't know. Did I buy that? I think I bought it. No. Yeah. So Matthew Kale. Okay. I'm not sure who he is. Yeah, so I have one game that I have for sale as a ROM only, right, or a ROM for sale, and then the other one is cartridge only. So usually what happens is they want to sell the cartridge first, get the sales going for the cartridge, and then after a while, once a lot of them have sold or the game's sold out, then I get the permission to start selling the ROM at that point. So I have Fast Food Plus is available as a ROM right now for download, but Keystone Cops is only going to be sold as a cartridge for now. And then I'm not sure what the next game is that's going to go for sale. I've been in talks with maybe doing the Rags to Riches game. What else do I have? Well, I have my Stratego game, Strategy War, which I call it. And I also have Traffic Jam. Like I got about 4 games that are pretty much complete. So I don't know what's going to happen. The reason why I ended up putting Fast Food Plus for sale first was it was during the time there was a delay for the cartridges. Because Keystone Cops was supposed to be released a lot earlier, but pandemic, blah blah blah, been killing the cartridges availability and stuff. So it just took way too long. So now it's finally a physical thing, Keystone Cops anyway, which it's going to be making its debut at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. So if you find if anybody's going to that to the expo, find the Intellivision Revolution booth, and you'll probably see my game. I think you'll see both my games here, actually. I know he wants to do a physical release of Fast Food as well, so he might actually have that one available as well. I haven't asked the guy who he calls himself Rev on the forums, the Atari Age forums. I haven't asked him if the games are going to be selling there, or if he's just advertising them and then selling them through the store. I don't know. Oh no. Oh, there's something over here that's good. Stupid eyeballs. You now possess the sacred flame. And I died just... What's he doing here? I'd love to have Rags to Riches and Keystone Cops as ROMs because I don't have an Intellivision system, so I can't play them, unfortunately. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's why it's great to have both versions available, because, not everybody has an original system or chooses to want to play on an original system. They use the emulators, and that's fine, too. I wish somebody would make a nice, like an Intellivision controller with a USB. I saw somebody was working on one on the forums, working on a decent Intellivision controller that you can just plug into a PC. Yes, I know you can actually plug a real one in if you get the right connector pieces and stuff like that. But that does require you to actually, take apart your real Intellivision and take the controller out of it. Now, I'm not sure about those flashback controllers. I know a lot of people like those. Something I never managed to get my hands on is the Intellivision flashback, but I don't, I probably wouldn't ever use it, so not a big deal. I mean, I just used my real Intellivision with the flash card. Now I'm in the town and I can't do anything because it's nighttime. I think this comes to the wall. Isn't there a wall here? Oops. Oops. At this point I need to... yeah, there's a wall. I need to buy some stuff. I need laurels. I gotta buy some laurels. So I'll just wait around here. These guys are like 2 or 3 hits to kill them. Unfortunately, the town is useless at night. You can't really go into anything. You can't read the signs. You can't do nothing. Just kill those ghouls. Oh, or get killed by them. Bastards. Yeah, my next Intellivision game that I'm working on is Grand Prix. And that was inspired by Willie from Arcade USA. He just reached out and said, any plans on making, anybody... Well, actually, he put it in the, one of the Facebook groups, asking if any programmers are willing to do a Grand Prix for the Intellivision. And I thought about it, I'm like, I had it in the back of my mind to try and do some kind of a racing game. Because every time I do a new game, like I program a new game for the Intellivision, I find I get to learn something new. And so, creating the Grand Prix, I thought about it. I'm like, obviously I have to jazz it up. I can't just do it exactly like the Atari one, because that would just be boring. I mean, the game, it's great for its day, but to today's standards, there's nothing to it. I mean, there's four different levels and you just literally race against the clock and nothing really changes. So I thought I have to do something different, so just like I did with fast food where I created all those extra pieces, I thought I'm going to do the same thing. And so there's going to be all these added bonuses and stuff. Not only that, but they'll be good for an EverDrive. I'm starting to clear up things because I have too many cartridges and I'm just buying EverDrives to keep the space. Yeah, the wife isn't happy. Yeah. The thing is, like, I remember contemplating on buying the LTO flash cart. The guy who runs Electronite, William Muller, I was talking with him and he asked me if I was going to buy an LTO flash card. Because, I could put homebrews and stuff and do videos on it and yada yada. And I was like, I don't know. I have all the games I want, pretty much. Lois, yes. I pretty much have all the games I want that are physical. I like the idea, I like playing physical games. I like to be able to take it out of the box or whatever, plug it into the system and play. And I thought, once I get a flash card, then I have no need for my cartridges anymore. And I kind of didn't like that idea. I like having my cartridges and being able to put them into the system and play them. So I kind of was like, I don't know. And he was trying to tell me, he's like, the LTO flash card, only so many get made, and then they disappear, and they're really hard to find. And the price was kind of too high for me. I was like, it's like $200. Like, for me anyways, in Canada. Yay, blue crystal. So, in Canada, paying for the conversion rate, paying for the shipping, I was like, I'm going to be like over $200 or whatever for this cartridge. I think it was around that price. Or was it, I don't know, whatever. It's expensive. And I didn't think I was going to ever get one. I thought, forget it. And he was like, well, don't wait too long because they will disappear. And I'm like, okay. But then when I started programming on the Intellivision, or for the Intellivision, then I realized I actually do need a flash cart, because when you're testing the games you make, you need to be able to test them on real hardware, because the emulator doesn't always, do the trick, especially with the controller, or if you're using the keyboard, or what's this one? I said Dracula's eyeball reflects the curse. Thank you. So at that point, once I started programming, I'm like, now I need an LTO flash cart, and I reached out to him, to William from Electronite, and I'm like, are there any more flash carts available? And he's like, nope, sold out. It's like, I told you, they're gonna go fast. And I'm like, damn. And then he's like, some might come available later, just keep your eye out. If they come available, you gotta jump on them fast. And that's what I did. I just kept watching the forums, kept watching the Facebook groups, and then one day, magically, they had some available, and I'm like, put me down, put me down. Oh, I've got no money left. Oh. So I managed to pick one up. And so yeah, I put like every single pretty much original library game on the cart. And some homebrews that were sent to me. And my own. So I'm able to put my own on there. The only thing I could say though that's problematic is that the driver for it doesn't. It's hard to get the driver to recognize the cartridge, for me anyways. You have to like find and install some driver. So I have that software working on my old computer right now, but on my new computer I'm still trying to figure out how to get it to detect the flash cart so I can put the games on there. Ouch. Stupid eyeball. The thing that drives me nuts is those things that move up and down like that, just like the Medusa heads. I think that's like one of my most hated of enemies in the original, and the third one as well, is those Medusa heads. Kind of go in that wavy pattern. Drive me nuts. Oops. Here's another noticeable difference between Castlevania 1 and 2. In Castlevania 1, when you throw the holy water, it does this whole flame thing. In this one, it just kind of breaks on the ground and that's it. It's literally just a bottle of water you're throwing on the ground. Nothing exciting. It's very difficult to use it as a weapon. Like, look. One little hit. Big deal. Oh, found the mansion. Sweet. I know these mansions all have names, but I'm not sure which one this is. I think you learn that through the town folk. What's that? I was trying to get in contact with Carl Mueller Jr. for the D2K ROM for purchase, but I can't seem to get a hold of him. The emails aren't working. I think he's not doing it anymore. His site's gone. Oh, really? Yeah, he's the one that reached out to me a few years ago. He's the one that reached out to me a few years ago asking me if I've tried his game, and I was like, no, I haven't. And he ended up sending it to me. I am friends with him on Facebook. Maybe I can see if I can get a hold of him through there. I don't know, Simon, if you're contact with him on there. But I don't know. I think because I think Electronite sells his game, so I don't know if you can buy a ROM anymore. I think you have to buy it through Electronite, if anything, because I know they're very William's very big on making sure that the game doesn't get shared. So if you buy a version of the D2K, they make it only work on your flash card. I think there's that, yeah. You have to jump, or else you'll fall through the wall, but I fell. That's what I was just trying to prevent. Yeah, so they'll make the game only available or only able to work on your flash card, and that's it. And I know that's what William was telling me before. It's like, you know, because otherwise then people would just pass it around and it would just get pirated all over the place. Mike Mayberry, hello from Oregon, USA. From the best to probably the worst. Yeah, so maybe try reaching out to Electronite and see if they sell the ROMs. I don't know. I don't know if he sells ROMs or not. I don't know. Yeah, did it again. Like, that's the thing. When I was talking to William and he told me if I got a flash card, he'd be able to send me some ROMs that I'd be able to, like, you know, do reviews on. But I think because of the software or whatever they use to encrypt it to only work on an LTO flash card, oops, he's got to get that specially made for each person. So I don't know how it works that way. Pretty sure that the ROMs, like, oh no, I know that the ROM, like the fast food ROM that I have for sale through Intellivision Collector, that one is not encrypted to the LTO flash card, so there we go. Time I didn't fall through that hole in the wall. Yeah, so no emulator. Oh well, yeah, I don't know. Because I know with an Electronite, they're really, you know, making sure that the ROMs don't get sent out for free. And, you know, he's got good reason for it. I mean, he pays a lot of money to have these games made. You know, you have to pay the programmer, and you got to pay the guy who does all the artwork for the manual and the overlays, and you got to pay for like a whole lot of stuff. So to just hand the ROM out and then people could just copy it and send it off, kind of sucks. Well, if anything... Oh, that's bad. I think I just screwed myself. Unless I can go through here. Oh no! MBL Gaming. Yeah, what a horrible name to have a curse. Exactly. I think I'm at a dead end. Oh, I just pushed the wrong button, for crying out loud. I was just talking about that earlier. I think I have to go backwards now. Alright. I forgot the holes in the floor. Can you make NES homebrews? Not me. I haven't tried. I know there's like the NES Maker software and stuff. But for programming the Intellivision, I use oh crap! I use a language called Inti Basic, which was created by Oscar Toledo G, and it uses like basic programming. So if you've ever done any programming before, if you've done basic basic programming language, you can learn it, but as far as I know, to do Nintendo games, you have to know like machine language, or you have to. Jeez, brain. You have to know like machine language. Basically, that's the limitation there. There is no basic programming for Nintendo yet. Anyways, I mean, I don't know if there will ever be, but I don't know if there's a limitation or. It would just not ever happen. I don't know. Not really sure what the... Holy crap. Am I wasting my time doing that? I I have to go all the way back and go all the way up. So I'm pretty much limited because I understand BASIC. Like I programmed BASIC a long time ago, and I did other kind of programming languages that were kind of based on the whole BASIC concept. So I picked up the programming pretty quickly with my background knowledge in being able to program. You know, I started off programming on Commodore 64, you know, doing some fun stuff, but nothing serious. Just, you know, when I was a kid, just tinkering around on it. And then I started to really learn on the PC using QBasic and GW Basic. And then later on, programming for applications like Flash, like Adobe Flash and Director, when I really started to understand how, you know, how to make games. Now there is a programming language for Atari as well, called Batari Basic. Batari Basic. I might, you know, I've been thinking about that. Actually, in the beginning, that was the one I was going to try and learn, was how to make an Atari game. And I started doing the research on that, and I learned about Batari Basic, and, you know, I was getting ready to learn how to do that. And I started looking around to see if anybody published any books on it, and then that's when I saw Oscar advertising his Inti Basic books. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And I reached out to him and I said, I'm kind of interested in the Intellivision book you have there, but I'm concerned that oh, Jesus. I'm concerned that I might not be able to understand it. And I told him I've done programming in QBasic. And he's like, oh, if you've done QBasic, then you'll be able to understand this. So I took a shot and I bought the book, and you know, pretty quickly I started to be able to program on it. So I thought this is pretty cool. And I started working on a couple of like ideas I had. And, I mean, it's been a learning process. I'm still learning. I wouldn't say I'm anywhere near some of those programs out there. But the forums have been a great help. The Atari Age forums. All the guys are on there. All the programmers are on there. Carlos Madruga is a guy. He's a good guy. I've reached out to him lots of times. He's given me lots of advice. Lots of help. But Carl Mueller Jr., I only really talked to him, you know, in the past when I was when he sent me the ROM for the game. Other than that, I didn't really talk to him much after that. So I don't know if he's still active or what. I don't know what's going on with him. Love the music. I'd say that's one of the challenging things too. It's you know, oh, going the wrong way. Like when I first started programming Keystone Cops, I didn't have any music in it. I didn't have. There's a few things I didn't have, and when I was talking to Rev about getting it published, he's like, okay, just, you need to add some music, you need to add, you know, add a credit screen, you need to add all these things, and I'm like, So I had to, like, quickly learn how to do music on the Intellivision. So I was using, like, Oscar's book, and I was reaching out to some of the people in the forums, and then I finally figured it out. Oh yeah, what do I have to do? I have to click on this thing. There we go. And so, yeah, I was able to actually figure out how to put the music into the game. the sound effects too. I mean, that's one of the things. You know, you might be good at some things. Like you might be good at programming, but you might not be good at creating the sound effects and the music, and like there's a whole lot of things you have to consider. So usually you end up teaming up with people. So someone might actually make the sound effects for you or the music for you. So, like one of my games, the strategy war game. Do I have to break the wall? Oops. The strategy war games, INTV Prime, or NT Prime, or whatever he calls himself. He made some music for me, and he sent it to me. Oh, I'm pushing the wrong buttons here. And so I ended up using some of his music for my strategy war game. Because otherwise I'd have to go and do it myself, I'd have to find some sheet music, and then I'd have to convert it into television language, and, you know, oh crap, I'm going the wrong way. Waste of time. I bet Brian could make Commodore 64 game. Well, I probably could. I think programming on the Commodore 64 is a little bit more tedious. I don't know if there's tools and stuff to help you out with sprites and bitmaps and all that crap, but I like the reason why I like in television programming is I do everything in Notepad. And that, like Notepad, I live in Notepad. I'm always using Notepad on my computer. So, you know, for me it's natural and it's easy to figure things out. And, you know, organize through the, like, you know, cutting and pasting and putting the code that way. But with Commodore 64, you got to every line of code has to have its own number, which kind of drives you nuts because with working in Notepad and you don't have to number anything, you can just easily grab a chunk of code, copy and paste it, move it around, move it to a different part of your, you know, different section. But in the Commodore 64, you have to number each piece of code, and then once you get to, like, you know, 500 or something, and if you want to move things around, it's not so easy. You have to renumber things, and you can't just copy and paste and select with the mouse and all that stuff. You have to, like, manually do it. And yeah, it just seems a little bit crazy. I'm gonna go this way because I want to go to the ferry guy. Give me the ferry. But that being said, I'm still curious about Atari Basic, programming on the Atari. I don't know if I'd be able to come up with an idea for a game to program on the Atari, but on the 2600, that is. But that sounds like it might be fun to give that a whirl. You know, I'll just have to figure out the language itself, and I know there's a lot more limitations when it comes to the Atari 2600. It's one of the more difficult systems to program for. But, you know, with the basic tools that they have available, maybe I can do it. How many we got? $144. It's weird. I'm watching watching my gameplay on one screen, and on my other screen I'm seeing the YouTube link that I have there, so I can see the stream, and it's back in time. Looking at Fast Food Plus, what does the Plus mode do? So Fast Food, the standard game, you're just a little mouth and food's coming at you and you're just eating it and then you're just building up points. So for my Plus version, I put in these extra levels that do different things. So there's one that's like pickle drop, where the pickles are falling from the sky, and that's all you, or sorry, pickle dodge, where you're dodging pickles, the purple pickles. And then I got another level called pill drop, where these pills are coming from the sky, and they do different things. One heals the pickle, the other one stuns you. And then there's another level where there's giant pickles coming across the screen. There's one called Spicy Pickle, where there's a orange pickle that chases you. And if it catches you, it stuns you. So, you know, that was one of the things that I learned because when I first programmed fast food, it was just a challenge for me to actually see if I could do it. It was right after I did Keystone Cops. I finished making Keystone Cops, and I think I watched a video on fast food or something, or I don't know. Something interested me in the fast food game on the Atari. And I was looking at it going, I bet you I could program this on the Intellivision. It shouldn't be too hard. And so I kind of took it as a challenge to myself. I'm like, I bet you I could do this game. And so I did. You know, I created the game and it was functioning. And, you know, one of the things that you need to do when you program a game is you need to get people to test it. And so on the forums, there's, you know, some people that will happily, you know, test your ROMs and stuff and give you some good feedback. And so that's what I did. And part of the feedback was the, you know, great game and all, but very, you know, doesn't last very long, kind of boring after a while. You know, people are expecting more from the system nowadays with the other stuff that's coming out. You know, they're like, it needs more. And so I'm like, oh, you know, so I better figure something out. And then people started throwing ideas at me, like, oh, you know, how about a level where, you know, antacids fall from the sky and heal your pickles? And so, yes, great crystal now. So yeah, so I started to, you know, I took their ideas, their concepts, and decided to make a fast food plus being extra stuff in there that you can do. Still a very simple game, but no, don't want your lulls. I have lulls. I don't have the silk bag, so I can't carry more than 4. Wait, your games you make are for sale? Dustin Miller is asking. Yes, they are. Well, they're going to be debuting at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. So you'd have to find the Intellivision Revolution booth. And I'm like I said before, I'm not sure if he's going to be selling physical copies there or if he's just going to be advertising them and then just selling them online. I'm not sure. I forgot to ask him that, actually. You know, I've been back and forth with him for a while, asking him a lot of different questions, and I didn't ask if the physical copies will be for sale there. But yeah, so the my Fast Food Plus, you can buy it for download only on IntellivisionCollector.com. It's about $15. You can download it, play it on your emulator, play it on the flash card. And then Keystone Cops is going to be available as a physical cartridge. And I think the price is like, he told me it was $65 for the physical one. And you get the box, you get the overlays, you get the manual. Dead end. I would like to find online. I live in Colombia. Yeah, well, they will be available online as well. I think what he wants to do is he wants to debut, because there's a whole bunch of games that Intellivision Revolution is going to be debuting. A whole bunch of new games, which I'm going to be doing a few reviews on, some of them. But he doesn't want to reveal them yet. He wants to be like a surprise, so I'm not allowed to say anything about them, which games I'm going to be reviewing. But I'm going to be doing some videos on some of the new games that will be coming out. And, he doesn't want me to publish those videos until the day of the expo, so I haven't shot the video yet, but I'm going to. I'm going to be putting that together soon, but yeah, it's a iconic Atari game. That's all I can say. And I have a bunch of other ones too that I have to do some videos on. But yeah, they will be available online. Keystone, like I said, Keystone Cops will be available as a download at some point, just not right away. It'll probably be, you know, maybe a few months, I would say. So sometime next year, I'll be able to make Keystone Cops available as a digital download. Okay, I'm literally like dead if I get touched by anybody. Got one health bar. One. Luckily these guys aren't that hard to kill. Is there a place I can get healed in this town? I need that church place. Oh, it's 9:30 already. Oof. How long have I been streaming now? Like almost an hour and a half? Here's the church. I can't enter it until morning, so I'm gonna have to wait. Great news! I'll be buying all the ROMs. Cool. Rags to Riches is going to be my favorite of them all. Yeah, well, see, that's a game that, to me, I had to make that one. That was my favorite game. One of my favorite games on the Commodore 64. I used to play it with my friends all the time. I used to play it so often, and because I knew the game back and forth, like I know pretty much everything about that game. That's why I knew I could program it, because like I know where everything is, and I know how I know the best strategy to play it. So I was like, I have to make that on the Intellivision. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to actually pull it off, but somehow I did. So, Rags to Riches is going to, or sorry, Space Taxi. Is Space Taxi still being? Yes, I'm still working on Space Taxi. I kind of took a break from it to start working on Grand Prix. Like I said, I thought originally I was going to make Grand Prix. I was just going to make it, you know, very simple, and then I thought, no, I'm going to add all this stuff into it. So I kind of got stuck making, you know, extra pieces to. But Space Taxi, I think I have up to level 8 finished. I'm still deciding on how far I'm going to go with it. I don't know if I'll be able to do all 24 levels, or... Oops. Lost my damn earbuds. I don't know if I'll be able to do all levels. I was thinking maybe just doing day shift, where it's like, you know, maybe 12 levels. So then I have like a few levels to go, and then I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm definitely up to level 8, and that game's been quite a fun game, making quite a challenge to it. But because you know the first few levels of Space Taxi, there's not much to it. You're just driving around, you're picking up guys. And then you start getting into the later levels, and more stuff starts happening. And interesting enough is that someone's working on an Atari 2600 version of it. I know somebody reached out to me, or no, I think it was on one of my posts on Facebook. Someone told me that they were working on one a while ago, and then they kind of put it on hold. And then after they saw my post that I was working on an Intellivision version, he said, you know, oh, I'm going to revisit my Atari 2600 version, so that'd be interesting to see. I don't know if he's going to be able to use the Atari box and make it talk or not, but that's one thing that definitely I'm going to be have in mind is he is going to talk. The little man's going to say, well, it's already programmed, but so he does say, "Hey, taxi." The only thing is, it's the standard robotic voice. It's not like anything custom made. I have no idea how to do that. It does require some extra knowledge on how to program the voices or make the voices different. I'm not sure how to do it yet, but there is a standard Intellivision voice that's kind of robotic sounding. I used it in Keystone Cops, actually. So if you buy Keystone Cops, use the IntelliVoice. Funny enough, I don't think it actually mentions it in the manual that it uses the IntelliVoice. But yeah, if you buy Keystone Cops, put the IntelliVoice on, because it does talk. You can make it 2 volumes, maybe. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Simon. I was like, you know, if I can do up to 12 levels and call it, you know, Space Taxi Day Shift, and then possibly work on the second, you know, volume of all the night shift. The only thing is, though, I was thinking, though, is that the day shift is easy. It's you know, supposed to be the easy mode, and then there's like a mid shift or a night shift, and then there's a random mode, and then there's 24-hour shift where you have to play all 24 hours. So keep falling down there. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to see. You know, there's like limitations that you know, depending on how I program it and stuff, that I could run out of memory or space or whatever to you know, get the game to work. And I know that there's some tricks that some of the more advanced programmers use, like bank switching and all that stuff, to be able to pull off more impressive, bigger games like Castlevania. But I don't know how to do that right now. So actually, my Rags to Riches game, it's pretty much I'm like at full capacity. I can't do anything else on that game, because if I do, I just get like a messed up screen. Like it runs out of memory. So I've like literally just choked the Intellivision to make that game. Like I can't even add a credits page or anything like that. It's just, it's as big as as it'll allow me to be. So. Oh yeah, 64 had a ton more memory. Why do you keep falling? I need to go up there and... Okay, come on. Damn it! Come on, you can do this. There we go. There's one more I keep falling in. There it is. Ah! Isn't this the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and expecting different results? It's hard to port those games easy. Yeah, well, for sure. Like when I started doing Rags to Riches, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to pull it off. In fact, I didn't even know how to do scrolling at the time. Like, you know, Oscar talks about it in the book. He's got an example. There is an example program you can look at, and I didn't understand it. I was just lost. I'm like, I don't get it. And the thing about the Intellivision, when it scrolls everything. So unlike, say, the Nintendo, for instance, like you can see at the top there, the health bar is in the top corner there. It stays static while the rest of the level scrolls. I think the Nintendo has the ability to scroll things and not scroll things. Like you can have things appear and not scroll, but on the Intellivision, everything scrolls. So if you have text on the screen, it's going to scroll with the level. Or if you have like your top bar with, say, your life points and hearts and all that stuff, all that stuff would scroll with the level, which means you have to then offset it by moving it back 1 pixel when the level scrolls. And so usually on the Intellivision you won't see when the game is scrolling, you won't see things like texts and health meters and all that stuff. So I had to work around that limitation, and I had to figure out how to like do it. So basically, when the character's walking, the bum in Rags to Riches, when he's walking, you lose the health meter and everything. It goes away. I think this is where the silk bag is, isn't it? Ah. Damn it! Yeah, definitely the Rags to Riches was one of the more difficult games that I was able to make. The scrolling really was difficult for me. Getting the timing of the characters, because there's the characters walking by on the street that go against the scroll of the level, of the world, I should say. And the timing was off on a lot of it when I was programming it in the beginning. They would walk slower when it was scrolling one way, and when they were walking another way, it was like... I think that was one of the biggest challenges of games that I programmed so far. I think I have to drop garlic here, don't I? Oh yeah. This guy gives me a silk bag. Pretty amazing how you figured all that out. Yeah, well, it was a lot of going on the forums, asking questions, talking to, you know, Oscar. I was talking to Carlos. I was talking to a lot of people. Some of them don't even use Inti Basic. They do machine language programming, so you know they had to try and help me as best they could. Oops, I just threw garlic. I thought I had the... But it was funny, the challenges that I ran into that I never thought were going to be the problem, but they were. Like, especially the scrolling with knowing when you can enter in a building and all that stuff. You know, to create a point of... you can enter in this door, or you can't enter in this door. Like, there was like a bunch of things that were just a challenge on that one. And of course, the Intellivision does have a limitation on the sprites as well. So you got 8 sprites that you can use. And I used all 8 sprites. I think at one point I needed more sprites, but I used them all up. So characters like the cop aren't as detailed as I wanted them to be, because instead of having a hat, I had to stick with his billy stick thing, his club. I'm like, do I want to have the cop have a hat or the club? And I thought the club makes more sense because it changes him from the other characters. But there just simply wasn't enough sprites to fully complete him, to have the hat and the club, because the hat's a sprite, the head, the body, like all these things are sprites, plus your main character is a sprite. I think I used like 2 or 3 sprites for the bum. So yeah, you'll run out of sprites pretty fast. This is why when you play in television games, you'll notice that a lot of things are like one solid color. Because a sprite can only have one color. Unlike, say, the Nintendo or the NES, where a sprite can have, I think, 3 colors. If I'm not mistaken. Which makes things harder, because if you want to have a multicolored movable object, like a sprite, you gotta use 2 sprites and overlap them. So you're losing 2 sprites or 3 sprites, or so like Keystone Cops, for instance. The main character, I believe, is using 3 sprites. He's got his hat, the black hat, he's got his head, and he's got the body, and they're all three sprites that work together to make the to make the cop. Which means for the robber, I was left with only 2 sprites to make him, because I was originally considering that I'd have to make him 1 sprite, and I didn't like that because he didn't look good. If I only made the robber 1 sprite, he would have looked like crap, and I didn't want that. Will you be making the music as well? Yeah, so all the music that I you know, pretty much all the music I did myself. There was only one game so far that I have somebody made music for me, and that was INTV Prime. He did the music for Strategy War for me. Actually, I think he developed that for a different game, and I already had music for it ready. Because I just, find sheet music and just convert the sheet music into, read the music notes and then convert that into... Yeah, the Mozart theme. Yeah, exactly. That's what I used. Mine sounds very similar. It's not as bang on as the Commodore version. It took me a while to find that sheet music, actually. And to make that sound, like, there's like a what's the instrument? There's oh god, there's an instrument in there that I had to figure out how to translate the sheet music for. I can't remember what it was, but there's like 3 different instruments used to make that Mozart theme song. I don't remember what it is now. It's got one really long name, but yeah, that's actually in there. I had to have that in there because that's like one of my favorites. I used to love listening to that on the Commodore 64. So yeah, I did add that in there. It's not as perfect as, obviously, the Commodore 64 version, but I mean, the SID chip on the Commodore 64 is really good. So you can only really imitate so much on the Intellivision. But yeah, it took me a while to do that because, first I had to figure out what the song was. Then I had to try and find sheet music for it, which took a while. And then the piece that they use is only like a fragment of the song. It's not the full song. So I had to find the piece of the sheet music that matched up with it. So that was quite a challenge, actually. So I'm actually quite happy with what I ended up with, because at first I thought I was just going to be screwed and I'm just going to have to find some other sheet music, but what do I want to do now? What am I looking for? I think I need to... Here's where I'm like, where am I going? What am I doing? Oh no. Yeah, I think my last video I did on Rags to Riches, I'm trying to remember now how much of the game was completed when I did that video. Might actually have the music in it. I'm sure if you go back to my videos, if you go in the search bar and put in Rags to Riches, you might find it. I think I got pretty much most of the game completed there. I think I have to go this way and go to that wall. I hate these things. ZenW. There are some great video game soundtracks. There should be more people remixing them for modern audience. I agree. Especially the Castlevania songs. All great tunes. Was I here yet? I always forget the towns, they all look similar. Not like I can... No, I don't think I was here yet. Don't look into the Death Star. The Death Star? Hey, that's Star Wars. Wrong game. Oops. What's this guy selling? Buy some of my no. I don't think I was here yet in this village, town, whatever it is. Town, yeah. Down here. Gotta see if there's a church in this town. I need to fix up my health bar, although probably only have one life left. Yeah. Oh crap, $200. I don't have $200. Crap. I only have $28. I got a long way to go. I believe Castlevania games were originally branded in Japan as Vampire Hunter. Sounds about right to me. Probably adopted the name Castlevania when they came to the US. Believe in magic and you will be saved. Forgot to check if there was a church there, but whatever. And the thing is, if you don't have any money, who cares if you die, you just continue. Unless you're trying to do like a no death run or anything like that, but I'm not crazy enough to try that. I wouldn't get half as far. Oh no! Crap. Alright, take care, Simon Belmondo. Thanks for stopping by. I know I saw you at the Atari Creeps live stream earlier, so good that you're able to actually come and... Oh yeah, gotta put on the stupid crystal. Good that you were able to come by. If I learn anything about being able to get the D2K, I'll let you know. These games make me think of D&D games. What's your favorite D&D video game? Well, I guess, yeah, they're kind of like, sort of like an RPG style, because you can... Oh, stupid mouse getting in the way here. Hold on. You know, building up experience points and all that stuff. I don't think I've ever, you know, outside of playing D&D, Dungeons and Dragons on the Intellivision, which would be my favorite. But I haven't actually played any real D&D games. Maybe I did on the PC a long time ago. Too bad I missed Chris. Yeah, he was streaming earlier, around like 6 o'clock, like a couple hours ago. 6 o'clock my time, I don't know. I know some people are different time zones than me, but... I actually went down and, like, I have a computer downstairs that I do my work on. And I was down there to grab the microphone, and I put it on YouTube, and I saw that Atari Creep was streaming, so I jumped on his stream for a bit, chat to see. He was talking about the Evercade. which I don't have. I don't really know too much about. I understand what it is, but I don't have one. I'm not sure if I'll ever buy one or not. I know they're not that expensive. It's like $100 or something for the Evercade, and the cartridges are like $30 each. Dead end. Treasure at Tarman was good. Yeah, that's more of a D&D style game than the first one, the Cloudy Mountain. The Cloudy Mountain's more like an adventure game. You don't actually build any experience points or anything. You're just like going for different treasures and stuff. Whereas Treasure at Tarman, you're actually like, it's more suited for a D&D style game. Honestly, I think the Cloudy Mountain game was just branded Dungeons and Dragons just to sell it. I don't think it really had anything to do with Dungeons and Dragons. Oh. Okay, this is a dead end. Did I miss something? Axel Foley. This game was one of my biggest gaming disappointments as a kid. It was so cryptic that it was broken. Yeah, I bet. Well, especially if you played the first one, and you were used to the first one, and then you bought this going, you know, this is not anything like the first one. I don't even know what to do. But I think that's one of the things I like about this game, is that it is different. It's not just, you know... Because Castlevania 3, it really is just a harder version of the first one. I like how they kind of changed this to be more of a, you know, more of an action role play. But yeah, the cryptic part of it really does suck, and there's stuff that you would never figure out, like knowing where to, you know, bow with the crystal. And right, it's just pretty much everything the Angry Video Game Nerd said in his video about this game. Like, who the hell would figure that out? Shoot, I didn't find the guy who has the steak. Where's the guy with the oak steak? I gotta find him first. I can't get to the end. And it's interesting in this game too that not every end boss or every mansion has an end boss. In fact, I think there's only two. There's this weird floating head and the Grim Reaper. And you have to kill them because they give you... well, you have to kill that floating head guy for sure. He gives you the cross. And you can't get to Dracula's castle without it, so you have to kill him. But to complete the level, to complete the mansion, you don't. You just run underneath the guy. It's kind of weird. And then on most of the mansions, it's empty. Like, you get to the end and it's just the orb is there. You don't have to fight anything. Which really changed things up. You're used to, like, in Castlevania, you always had to, like, fight some enemy. There's the oak steak. This, you just have to find the oak steak. Oh, I don't have enough money? Seriously? Ah! $24. Okay, I need money. Oh no! Oh no! I have to go all the way back? Son of a... Alright, guess I gotta go all the way back. The only downside to dying in this game is you lose all your money. 32, I need 50. Which means I probably have to go all the way back and start all over again. This isn't good because I think do I have one more life after this? I have the bones, I have the shield. So when you have the rib selected, you get that shield that's he's showing right now. Not that it's really going to do much against these guys. I think I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Bride of Dracula, the head. Floating head is Camille. Oh, okay, so that's what it is. Bride of Dracula. I don't know, it just looks like a weird head floating around. And I remember when I was playing this on the Switch before, I got everything and I didn't kill that thing. I just ran under it and I got the, you know, the orb and stuff, and I thought, you know, I didn't have to kill it, or her. And then I found out after, because I was like, you know, what do I have to do? Why am I can't get anywhere. And then I looked it up online, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I need that cross, and I have to get it from that head, and I'm like, crap, I don't remember what mansion she was in. Then I had to go and like kind of go into every single mansion until I found it. Oops. Pushing the wrong buttons here. Ah! Stupid holes in the floor. Oh my god, they're everywhere. Just annoying. Oops. What are you drinking? Canadian Club. Canadian Club Fine Whiskey. That's pretty much the only thing I drink nowadays, just Canadian Club. Well, not the only thing I drink. I drink wine, but... Okay, let's see if I can... Oh, crap. How many lives do I have left? It says 1, right? 1? Does that mean I only have 1 life? And if I die, it's over? Or I got 1 more after that? Crap! Crap! Okay, I got 1 more life. Okay. Okay, I got the 50 to get the oak steak, so as long as I don't die. Keep falling through the damn floor. Oh, I think that's the wrong way. Maybe it was the right way. Damn it! Keep getting lost. Oh no, wait, no, I have to go through the wall. Never mind. Where do I go through the wall? Here? Yeah. See, that's again, that's all cryptic stuff. How would you know you're supposed to go through that wall? Again, I know there's a villager, I think, that says something like that, like there's a faulty wall, or there's some, you know, something up with the wall. But to know that you actually have to just jump through the wall. Gotta find that dude again. Did I go the right way? Now I'm like, which way do I go? Crap. Because if you don't go to the oak steak guy first, you can't get anywhere. No, I'm dead! No! There goes all my money. Son of a... Oi, I think I'm lost. Okay, I totally don't remember where that dude was. But... We're gonna go up this way. And die. I think, you know, the last time I played this, I was, you know, playing it in parts, so I wasn't playing it, you know, I'd play it for a while, then turn it off, and come back. Now I'm all confused. Well, maybe this is a good time to, end the stream, because I think I'm lost. But anyways, Axel Foley, I really enjoy your videos. Thank you, man. Yeah, I think, you know, this is fun. I haven't done this in a while, so like I said, it's been a long time. Stu's game reviews. This game is so hard not to play, but to finish in a reasonable amount of time. Yeah, well, once you learn where everything is, then you can do it in a reasonable time. But when you put it down for a while, then you pick it up again, you're like, where's everything? Yeah, you easily forget a lot of stuff. It's just crazy. But yeah, I think it's time to shut the stream down. I've been going now for about an hour and something. But yeah, I'd like to do this again. Yeah, it's been something that's been on my mind for a while. You know, to get back into streaming again. Like I said, the last time, I said this at the beginning of the stream, but a lot of people weren't on there, that the last time I did a stream was when I had Audacity Games on, the Atari guys. So I had the David Crane, Daniel Kitchen, and Gary Kitchen. And so that was a lot of fun, but I haven't actually done any of these gaming streams in a long time, so I decided I was going to do that. But yeah, anyways, let's just kill myself. It'll be fun. I'll kill myself. Glad I caught the very end of Please. Yeah, no, that always sucks when you find someone streaming and it's at the very end. You're like, no. I'm just gonna kill myself so I can see the password. So if anybody wants to use it and continue on where I left off. There it is. There's the password. Your password is... I always wondered how they did this. Especially like from a programming standpoint, how did they do this? Because it didn't save anything on the cartridge, which is interesting. So maybe I'll start streaming the Electric Emotions program. Maybe I'll start streaming. I did practice one the other day. Awkward and lame. But it was practice. Happy was able to catch this. Yeah, well, you know, you learn. You get used to it after a while. It's kind of hard to do both at the same time, especially playing a game, right? You got to be like focusing on the game, focusing on the stream. But yeah. Anyways, it's been fun, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to turn this streaming thing off. But other than that, I hope everybody had fun, had a good time. It's been nice seeing some people popping on the stream there for a while. And you know, if you missed it, maybe you can go back and watch it. It'll be on YouTube again, so you can go back and watch it. But anyways, see you later.